Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly, and today I'm going to be doing an October wrap-up and November TBR. I read 5 and most of a book. So the first book I read was Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. This was such a cute book. I loved it so much. I talked about it in my October TBR. Yeah, it's about this boy named Charlie, and his dad just got remarried and they have to move into his stepmom's house, and he hates his stepmom. He thinks she's a witch because she makes all these weird potions and stuff for remedies that she sells in the town. And they move into her purple mansion. That's on the cover here. He's having these horrible nightmares, and he starts just, doesn't get any sleep, so he's being so mean to his brother and his dad, and especially his stepmom, and he's starting to be really rude to his friends. So he has to go to the netherworld, is what they call it, where all the nightmares are. They have to go there. He has to go there and get his life back, basically, like defeat his nightmares. I love the family dynamic, how there's actually parents parenting, and how he's like a real sibling with his brother, because like I have 2 older siblings, and a lot of the books you read, usually like one of the siblings, if they have any siblings, first of all, they're very close for some odd reason, or because like they're each other's best friends, or one of them had to take care of the other, and so they have a different sort of relationship than I think most siblings have. Because when I was younger, I sometimes hated my brother and my sister. They could be so rude, but then again, I was also so rude back. And I like how it felt more like a realistic relationship. And I really love the friend group. He has 3 friends. They're all very different, and I just love how this group is friends and how they like interact and stuff. I really enjoy it. So I gave this 5 stars. It actually made me tear up, guys. It's a middle grade, so it makes sense. It's supposed to have like a message and stuff for little kids. And it was so sad. I read this entire thing at work, and I was like tearing up at work, and I was like, you can't cry. You literally cannot do this right now. No crying. It was bad. The next book I read is Burning by Daniel Rollins. I did a review of this in a different video with Breaking, both of which I read this past month. I gave Burning a 3-star on Goodreads, and I gave Breaking 4 stars on Goodreads. I definitely think her work under Vega is much better than her work under Rollins. I think she did good for a different style here, but it wasn't really any horror. This one was more of a mystery the entire time. I even Googled it, okay? Like, I was wondering, like, maybe it's not under a horror or something. And no. It's labeled under horror, so not a good horror book if that's what you're looking for. I gave her other 4 books, these 4 down here, I gave them all 5 stars. But this one was better just because I liked the ending better. This ending was just meh. It reminded me a lot of The Merciless, and this ending was a little scarier. And so their companion novels are they're not like a series or anything. And the longest time I was trying to figure out how this tied into the first one. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, where is the main character? And the ending ties it all together. It was actually really interesting how they tied together. So The Burning is about this girl. She's in a correctional facility for juvenile delinquents, and she's close to getting out, and then things change because this 10-year-old comes in, and she's got these weird powers and makes things happen. This doctor lady comes in and requires that our main character, Angela, be this new girl's mentor. And then things start happening, and it was just, I thought it was going to be better, and I thought it was going to be different and more so like her other books. And then Breaking follows this girl, Charlotte, who goes to a boarding school in upstate New York. So her two best friends have just committed suicide, and she's packing up to leave because she's doing terrible at this school. She's packing up to leave, and then she finds this bottle from her friend, and then she realizes that it's a set of clues that her friend has left. And so she has to go back to the school and find all the clues and figure out what happened to her friends and why they committed suicide. And it was really good as in a mystery novel. And then the ending was good. It was actually like, oh my god, whoa, that's creepy. But yeah, not Danielle's best work. The next book I read, I actually DNF'd. Not because I didn't like it or anything. It was more because I was sort of done with horror books, sort of out of the mood for it. I'm a very, very strict mood reader. Like, if I'm not in the mood for a certain genre, I can't read it. So I don't know how well my TBRs are gonna go from now on. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing TBRs, or I might just do like a couple books from now on. I don't really think I'm gonna do very big TBRs just because my mood can change and I'm like, I won't want to read that anymore. I read The Hatching. I DNF'd it this far through. I read 132 pages. So I gave it a good chunk. It's about sort of like end of the world, flesh-eating spiders kind of thing. And end of the world stuff makes me paranoid. Well, like, I was not okay. And spiders are kind of a thing over here. I don't know if people don't encounter spiders, but like, pretty sure most places you encounter spiders. And I know that spiders are like slightly different in their mentalities and stuff, but like, I can't do spiders at all anymore. I still, thankfully, I'm not like my sister and I don't scream whenever I see a spider. But I was at work the other day and there was a spider on the counter and I nearly fell out of my chair. I had to go out to the lifeguard chair and ask my coworker to kill the spider. He was very nice and did it anyway, even though he didn't want to. Thanks, Chris, you're the MVP. This book follows a lot of different perspectives. It takes place in a lot of different places. It's not like The Fifth Wave over here, where you don't know who's talking. They're all labeled in where it is, and usually where it is the same people. But yeah, it's really hard to explain. This dormant species has coming back to life, and somehow it's like basically all over the world. I don't know how that happened. That is what confused me, and that's a lot of what freaked me out. And it's causing all of this weird stuff to happen. It's also a trilogy, I just found out. Also not too thrilled about that, because we all know, actually we probably don't, I hate waiting for the series to continue. I would rather just marathon the whole thing. If I know it's gonna be a series, I almost deliberately always wait until the second book is out, or like almost the third book is coming out. Yeah, but if you are interested in end of the world, apocalypse, man-eating spiders type thing, you might like this book. The next book I read is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This was quite a good book, actually. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, I believe. I definitely believe that this book, when you read it, you need to analyze it, because it has a lot of deeper meaning stuff, a lot of metaphorical stuff. Like, it's not a type of book, what is shining on me? But It's not the type of book that you can read and be like, oh yeah, I got it. Without intentionally knowing, I got a bonus edition. It has insights, interviews, and more. So in the back, it's got about the book, about the author. It has an interview with Neil Gaiman. It even has a group reading guide, so like topics to discuss and like dig into, which I think is very cool. I think if I do read it again, which I might, because it was really interesting and it was very like, whoa, that's crazy. If I do read it again, I definitely need to like annotate it and, you know, like dig around about meanings and stuff, just because like it's definitely not a book that you can just go in and lightly read. It's a impactful book. Like, you need to dig deep for it. I don't really know how else to say. Like, I think this would be a great book to read in schools because you got to analyze it for sure. And the last book I did not finish this month but started this month is Life of Pi, because, you know, I was just in the mood for like a book that's gonna make me think about life of Pi. I will be doing a book review on this whenever I finish it. I'm almost done. Should be done within the next week. If you haven't heard about this book, it is about this boy named Pi. His name is actually Piscine, like pool in French. We're gonna talk about that in my book talk, but it really irritates me that his name is Pool. But he lives in India. He grew up in a zoo, like his father owned a zoo, and they lived in it, basically. And now they're moving from India to Canada because his father is not very happy that this person, who I forgot the name of, is like trying to be a dictator in India. I don't really know the history behind it, but his father does not support it at all, so he wants to get out. So they're selling all their animals and they're going on a ship. And so they're on a cargo ship with all their animals going to Canada. And as we know, the story goes, he's on a boat now. The ship sank and now he's on a boat. And funny thing that I did not know, he's not on the boat with just a tiger. First, it starts off with a hyena, a zebra, a tiger, and an orangutan. I think it's very good. If you don't really like religion or talking about religions that aren't your religion, I would probably not read this, just because it goes into multiple religions and it talks about them in depth. And like, if you're a closed-minded person about religion, like, you're probably not going to enjoy it. You're just going to bash on it, and just stop yourself now from reading a book you're not going to enjoy. If you're very open-minded, I would say definitely go for it. It's a very mind-opening book so far. Like, I'm definitely excited to watch the movie after this. I know that I'm not going to be able to stop myself from watching it right after. Okay, and now moving on to my November TBR. I have 4 books. I make no promises of making all 4 books. I'm going to try to not change up my TBR, but you know, mood reader, I can't. The first book I have is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. It's about this girl who steals books in Nazi Germany. It's narrated by Death. She reads these books to people, and she like collects books and saves books from being burned, because this is Nazi Germany, they're burning it. And she's orphaned in the beginning. She stays with a foster family, and this foster family is housing a Jew in their basement. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's historical fiction. Super excited to like see what it's all about. Like, I hope it lives up to the hype. That's all I have to say. The next book I'm going to show you is Tigerlily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. I have already read this book. This is a reread because I have a list. I will link both videos down below, books I want to read before the end of the year and books I need to reread. I'm trying to get through books that I need to read before the end of the year. And there's some books I want to reread as well. I keep eyeing this book and I know that I just need to read it. It's about Tigerlily from Peter Pan. My favorite movie. It's narrated from the point of Tinkerbell. And it's about Neverland, like before the white man came, and then when Wendy and the kids come and this other white man comes, and how it completely changes Neverland and changes some in like the Indian perspective on things. And then like Tigerlily meeting the Lost Boys and becoming their friends and stuff, and her growing up basically. And it was so beautiful, and I'm pretty sure I cried at the end. I can't actually remember, but I love this book. The next book that I actually really make no promises of reading, but I really need to, is Half Lost by Sally Green. It's the third book in the Half Bad trilogy, and it came out, I don't know how long ago, but like 2 years, 3 years ago. Like, it came out so long ago. And it's just because I couldn't marathon it and just get through it, I had to wait a year for each book. So I've forgot a lot of what's going on. I remember most of the characters, but Half Bad. So this about this boy named Nathan, whatever you want to call him. I don't remember what he's called in the book. And he lives in London or England area. In this world, there are good witches and bad witches, which are white witches and black witches. Not to say I believe that they are actually white people and black people. I don't remember exactly, but I just realized, like, wow, that's really racist. So white witches are the good witches, black witches are the bad witches. Every time, I can't. This is so bad. Oh my god. I can't stop cracking my knuckles. Our main character, Nathan, he is half black witch, half white witch. So they don't really know, the witch government does not really know if he is going to be a good witch or a bad witch. So they have him locked up. He escapes, and now he's trying to find his father because he believes his father is still alive. His father is actually the most evil of all the evil witches. I call them good witches and bad witches because I don't want to call them black and white anymore, because I don't know how I wasn't thinking of that before when I read it, but it's so bad. And he meets some people along the way, questioning of the main character's sexuality, and it was really good, honestly. Like, I really loved it. I don't know about a lot of other people, but I thought it was great. And the last book that I am hopefully going to read this month, which I really, really want to read this month, is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This also takes place in Nazi Germany. I think it's got two perspectives, one's in Paris and one's in Germany. I actually really don't know a lot about this book aside from historical fiction in Germany, Nazi time. And I've just heard really good things about it, and I don't really want to know a whole lot about it. Sorry if you wanted to know what it's about. Someone else probably will tell you. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!